but not ungrounded beliefs. Beliefs that are not ungrounded are called knowing, not believing anymore, you see.
Yes.
So, if at this very instant you passed on, you'd say, big deal. So what's new? Because your mindsets, your beliefs would still be in place. However, there would be one. If you were ill, if there seemed to be a disease that was robbing you of your life and you succumbed to it, so to speak, you would immediately find that you still existed. And so your belief that that disease could kill you would be disproven by your experience. And that disease or that belief would no longer be able to present itself in your experience at all. You see? So, the point to remember is that awakening to the full experience of what all of this really is will only happen, it truly will only happen while you're alive. It will never happen because you died. So, as I've said before, you might as well get on with waking up now. And I've also pointed out that you are never going to feel more prepared to wake up than you do now. There is no way to develop a confidence in something that you've not had any experience with. So you cannot use the excuse that, well, you just don't feel ready for it. You can't use that as an excuse for not daring to look with innocent eyes. And because I have told you that waking up will not cause you to disappear from this, quote, mortal veil, unquote, but will allow you to be in it awake, means that you can't say, well, I want to wake up but not yet because I still want to enjoy my kids, I still want to enjoy my family, I don't want to leave my husband stranded, and so on and so forth. Because nobody's going to get left behind because you're not going to go anywhere. You know, the interior of an insane asylum is located in a sane world, you might say. And so when one becomes sane after having been incarcerated in an insane asylum and has the freedom to go out into the world, it looks the same. Trees, grass, buildings, people, you see. But this person can now walk out and come back in and visit friends, continue friendships that had been established in the insane asylum. This person has the freedom to move in and out, you see. The place wasn't unreal. The state of mind in the place was unreal, you see. And this has perfect transfer value. It's exactly the same. You're in the middle of the kingdom of heaven, believing you're somewhere else. And when you wake up, you'll still be able to talk to those who are thinking they're just in Iowa. But you'll know it's the kingdom of heaven, and you'll be able to talk with those who know it's the kingdom of heaven, who are also awake. And you will be able to join us in supporting awakening where the desire for it is dawning within the individual. And this ties in with the earlier question about compulsive fixing up. Because I am not helping you compulsively, I can't even talk to you if you haven't asked a question. I can't even approach you in a manner that would cause you to recognize me until you've said, help, or until you've reached out. You see? So you join us in standing in support and in nourishing those who are beginning to genuinely say help. And that's what I mean about talking with those who are still in the institution, you see. But it's all going to be here. You know, I've said it before, you're all sitting in the middle of the kingdom of heaven with your eyes all squinted up saying, I cannot see the perfection. I cannot see the perfection. You see? This can't be the kingdom of heaven. It just can't be.
And you're sitting there saying, open your eyes and see clearly.
Indeed. All that I've also said before, all that stands between you and the experience of reality is about 3/16 of an inch, called your eyelid. In other words, the solution isn't as hard as you've imagined it to be, and the distance to go is only about 3/16 of an inch. That's all the further you have to go to realize the kingdom of heaven. It doesn't require another 3 or 4 lifetimes of refining your soul. You see? And so I continuously and perhaps monotonously encourage you all to practice curiosity right in the place where you thought you had everything pegged and could comfortably live out your days until this wonderful time when you get to go on, but you don't know that you're going to go on to more of the same. Until, and you will keep going on to more of the same until you begin to be curious about this same old sameness and begin to realize that there may be another way to look at it. But do it now, do it today, do it here. Do it with your friends, do it with your business associates, do it with your enemies. Because even your enemies are saying at least 1 or 2 truths a day in which the totality of what God is embodied, present to bless you. And as I said, your willingness to not discount the individual or everything that he says because he's not very advanced. To discount them deprives you of doing what the Course says, looking into your brother's eyes and remembering God. When you are not invalidating your brother because he's not consistently loving or consistently principled, and he's not even interested in the truth or metaphysics or spirituality, when you discount that person, you bring nothing to that person that inspires him to see himself differently. Why do you like to listen to me? Because I inspire you to see yourselves differently. I don't inspire you to see me differently. I'm not the point. But I inspire you to see yourselves differently. That's the gift I bring to you. That's the gift you have to bring to your brother. The thing is that when you bring that gift to your brother, you're fulfilling your function. You're fulfilling your divine function. And not only is your brother inspired to look at things differently, you're transformed. Paul sometimes thinks that I should say stimulating new things. But it's so easy to forget what I've said because your habit is to see everything and think about everything in a habitual way. And I can offer you no kinder gift than to monotonously and repetitively tell you that the kingdom of heaven is what's in your face. Stop looking further than what your nose is in and become curious with what is in your face. The other thing is that I love you all. Whether you bring any willingness yet to waking up, and that feels good. That feels good to you. And if it feels good to you for someone to treat you that way, it will make others feel good for you to treat them that way. So, I'm teaching you how to be with each other. Not by talking about it, although I am at the moment. But pay attention to how you feel with me when you are present with me. And then realize that there's a transfer value here. If you treat others the way I treat you, they are going to feel the same way. And world transformation will happen more rapidly. But don't do it for the world. Don't do it for the world. Don't become spiritual fixer-uppers with a commission, a commitment, a compulsive dedication. Because loving isn't a job. Extending love isn't a job. It's not an occupation. It's your nature. And you express love in order to be true to yourself. You express love because you are bringing into play what the Father intended in His creation of you, if I may put it that way, or in His ongoing being of you. And in doing that, in fulfilling your function or nature, you become sane again. And that's what blesses the world. If you become preoccupied with fixing up the world, you will overlook the essential step of becoming true to yourself and engaging in nothing other than expressing your nature. And sanity will not return, no matter how good a fixer-upper you are. You see? If you're loving because it's your nature, and it fulfills your purpose for being, you will not become discouraged if your love is not received, or is not received well, or if you are ill-spoken of. But I tell you, if you're doing it for the world, then you will come to a point where when what you do is not well received, and you feel closed out of the loop. You see? And you'll say, it's not worth it to love the world because it's not recognizing me. You see? And you become sidetracked from the real essential element of regaining your sanity, which is to remember your function and fulfill it, because then you're sane. Then you're whole. You see? It's wonderful. Well, Paul feels satisfied that although I may not have said anything brand new, there isn't much he thinks I could do to top what I've said. He's grateful. And all that means is that he's going to have to listen to what I just said, because he hasn't gotten it yet. I have enjoyed being with all of you today. There was a tangible unity and defenselessness among all of you today that really felt good. Not a sense of groupness, us and them, but of togetherness that simply allowed for a deeper level of peace and communion between you. It felt good. And I must let you know when you're hitting the mark. And so I am.